Good morning. I'm Michael Morell with Soteria Locks. I'm the president. Who here actually uses a physical key to get inside of the car instead of a key fob? No one, right? Everybody nowadays uses key fobs to get in the car. So we at Soteria Lock believe that getting into your house should be just as easy as getting into your car.
My name is Gage Bierschwal. I'm the CEO of Soteria Locks. And our plan is we're going to make getting into your house as easy as getting into your car. We're going to have an app that's on your phone that comes with built-in technology in every phone that uses the same secure technology as Apple Pay. And what it does is you can just walk right up to your door and it'll automatically unlock and lock.
I'm Gage Hain. I'm the CEO of Soteria Locks. When we were conducting our problem interviews, we found that many of our customers had problems with having their hands full with groceries, trying to find the right key, losing their key, and your phone's always on you, so you can't really lose your key. And also at-home services like babysitters or dog sitters, trying to let them in your house, trusting them with keys. Our target customers are young, techie homeowners, ages from 25 to 65. And if you're renting out a house, you can just send them your key and they can get in without having to go give them a key physically.
Our solution to this problem is a lock that would fit over your pre-existing lock to where it has the NFC technology built into it, so whenever your phone gets within range of the reader, it will automatically unlock and lock the door. And it comes with a solar-powered battery that uses such little power, even a porch light can keep it running for as long as you have it. And it is one of the most secure technologies, and we're also planning on having temporary shareable keys for people such as like your homeowner, like house sitters, babysitters, anyone that you need to be in and out of your house, but not for extended periods of time.
Okay, so our two main competitors would be August and Sesame. Now, the problem with August and Sesame is that they use Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is an active searching technology, which means that it's constantly looking for your phone, and it uses a lot of battery to find it. It's also very unreliable. So we at Soteria Locks believe that Bluetooth is a thing of the past and NFC is a thing of the future. So as you can see here are two reviews of August locks, and you can see that even the good reviews say that it is finicky and unpredictable, and that the battery life is pretty abysmal.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Sauer, and I'm the CFO of Soteria Locks, and our unique value proposition is that we are the first NFC-based, no recharge required smart lock that offers truly hands-free capabilities. And our main angle against our competitors is our battery life. NFC technology is uses such little energy to run that our lock could be completely run on solar power. When calculating our total addressable market, we took the number of homeowners in the U.S. We took out the percentage of people over the age of 65 and below the poverty rate because we believe that those won't be our target customers. So we found out that in the U.S. we could potentially reach 180.7 thousand customers. And calculating our serviceable addressable market, we took the same factors and applied them to Travis and Bexar County. And we found out that in Travis and Bexar County alone, we could potentially reach 701,000 customers.
So for our marketing, we're planning on mainly doing Facebook and Instagram. The thing with Facebook, it is a little bit more expensive, but we're paying for clicks, so that means people will actually interact with our website. They'll click on a link and it'll take them either to our website or to our store so they can learn more about our product. And Instagram, as you see, is a little bit less expensive, but we're not paying for clicks, we're paying for views, which means that people will see our product, but it doesn't guarantee interaction, it just guarantees exposure. And we would also use YouTube for demonstration videos on how to put the lock on the door and how it just like to turn it on and how to work it. and we would use Twitter for software updates or just quick updates to push out to our customers.
So it costs $75 a unit to produce one lock, and that's buying all the pieces and parts and molds that go in our lock at bulk. And so our SG&A costs would be $101,000, and that includes website fees, cloud servers, app fees, insurance, all that stuff. And so our total expenses in year one would be $369,000. And so we would price our locks at $135 a unit, and that's a gross margin of 44.4%, which is pretty solid. And year one, we project to sell 3,570 locks for a total revenue of $482,000 with a net income of $113,000.
Okay, so our MVP timeline is that we plan to take 1 month to build our prototype, and then we want to offer a 60-day free trial to 4 customers, and then we want to take another month to get to take their feedback and really improve on our lock and try to make it the best that we can make it.
So to run our MVP, we would want to make 4 locks at prototype cost at $120, which is different because we're buying each piece separately, which will cost more. So that comes out to $480. And we would also want to make business cards for all of us to give to the people running our free trials, just so that they can contact us if anything goes wrong or they need help with something. And so we're asking for $500 to run our MVP.
Thank you for your time, and help us make locks, or help us make keys a thing of the past and NFC a thing of the future.
Good job, guys.
Good job. So the NFC technology, I'm just not aware of it. It's available. It's not patented. It's not proprietary in any way.
No, you can buy we've already bought an Arduino board that has NFC chips built into it.
Okay, and then how are you going to build a prototype? Who's doing that for you?
Well, our mentor, Dr. Alamo, and we also have another engineer, Nash Porter, that's going to be helping us build our prototypes.
And so that's how you came up with the cost for the prototypes
Yes,
that you're
ma'am.
asking for. You think you can do it in that, and you've got some good guidance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I had a question. So you said that I know there are other competitors out there. I know they're using different technology, but have you looked at what is their price point? What do they sell for?
A bit higher.
So they're selling like just the lock itself at $150 a unit,
Okay.
but they also have a Wi-Fi extension that lets you like share temporary keys
Okay.
with other people, and that costs more.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out where you got to the 135. Okay.
Just from the basics, because I would love this, because
Yes. Absolutely.
but so it fits over the existing lock, so is it actually, I mean, is it just, how does that, is there a key in there that when it activates it, it turns it? Because it's not,
It'd be like a sheath, yeah. So like it would turn your lock.
okay.
So on the inside
Yeah.
of the door, it has the deadbolt, so it would just turn automatically. So it would still look the same on the outside, but on the inside it would have the actual mechanism.
Oh, the inside has, okay.
And is that something that design you guys came up with, or how did you guys, because that's pretty,
We base it off of some other companies that have somewhat of the same thing.
okay.
But it's
Oh,
not-
those other two use that, except they use Bluetooth? Is that really the big difference?
Yeah, they use Bluetooth. They use Wi-Fi, but it's very unreliable.
Okay, gotcha.
So, guys, this is actually really interesting to me. I'm part of your target market, so I buy a lot of locks every year because I'm in the apartment business. And I've done a lot of research on this because we're implementing smart home technology in a lot of our new developments. And you're solving one of the biggest issues with these locks. They're standalone units. They're critical, obviously, in order to open a door. And if the battery goes out, my maintenance guys are running around changing batteries. And that's one of the major issues. There were some early adopters in apartments, and that was one of the major issues. Rather than solve problems, it kind of created some other ones. And those batteries that a lot of these competitors you discussed are using are not cheap. And so I've got labor man hours and, battery replacement. So I think it's great that you are thinking about that because that's solving a major problem. Now, one of the things that, is key is full smart home automation, and that's run kind of on a network. And so I've got my locks talking to, the alarm, talking to the thermostat, all through a central hub. And all of that has to speak in a common language. And so I'm not too familiar with the NFC. So the question is, how's that going to integrate with some of the networks that are out there that are more reliant upon Bluetooth? And is everybody kind of moving toward NFC?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I think Bluetooth is a pretty finicky technology, and just from like market trends of like Apple moving towards NFC, I would say that NFC is definitely going to be a lot more prevalent in the coming years.
All the newer iPhones and Galaxies are all have built-in NFC chips inside of them. All the newer versions, but no, like really old versions of iPhones now.
What does NFC stand for?
Near field connector. And it's in all the, the Apple Pay stations.
Mhm.
That's what the technology is.
That's NFC.
Yes, sir. So we would still have it connect to the rest of the hub of the smart home, but it would just be a different technology.
So that some of those hubs would have to be compatible with
Yeah, I think
both of
that's your
those.
big question is how can the NFC technology talk to different technologies that you see in the different smart home
So-
applications like Nest and all those?
What we could do is set up our locks to a Wi-Fi system, because if our lock is solely reliant on the NFC, and then it uses the Wi-Fi to communicate with other devices, that would be plausible.
Well, and all right, that's where I was about to go. Most of the communication amongst the components and the hub are Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So if you're just going to have to add that to it in order to really plug it in.
Which may raise cost.
It may increase cost a little bit, but that from it's the adoption of NFC as Apple doing that with their Apple Pay is obviously gives it a lot of credibility, because if we're going to be making a big investment with 300 of these in a property, it'd be a big enough investment that you wouldn't want to go back and do it again. So you'd have to be very reliant upon that technology being adopted.
You said you're doing 3 prototypes?
4.
And just curious, why, are they all different versions, or versus focusing all your energies on one good one, or are you gonna have people use them, or just curious why you do 4 the same?
Yeah, we just want to see. We want to test it in as many possibilities as we can. So we want to see where it will do well, where it will maybe fail, so that we can improve it.
Okay. So you think you'll install the prototypes and have people use them for a while? Is that
Yeah.
kind of, okay.
Yeah.
Can you pull up what it looks like again? Is that what it's gonna look, I thought there was one slide that,
It is a very, just base design. It's not something that
okay.
Yeah, it's it.
Yeah, because just something to think about. So that's gonna be on the inside, right, of the house?
Yeah.
So, I would just be thinking about how to make it pleasing. I mean, because that's when you're leaving and entering, I mean, you may want to have different colors and maybe have it blend in or something, think about that when you're designing it.
Yes, ma'am.
The other big thing, you have some big competitors out there. If your competitive advantage is NFC technology, is it really defensible? I mean, it's an open technology that August or Sesame could adopt, and they've got a big head start. You've got to think about, I would think about that competition and how you're going to be a step ahead of things there.
So I think it being solar maintained is also a really good hitting point, because August and Sesame don't have solar panels on their locks. So with NFC technology and solar panels on it together, I think we'll be pretty well ahead of the curve.
Think about patentability, defensive, posture against your competitors. It's a great idea, though. You're solving a big problem for somebody like me, though, on the battery life.
Yeah, so when you went through, just to build on what Mr. Fulton said, when you went through your kind of addressable market, you might want to go back and as you build your model and think about how you scale this, because scale will probably be very important to get ahead of any competition adopting the NFC technology, is to go more Mr. Bolton's route of looking at big property owners versus trying to get a bunch of individual homeowners. So just think about that as you build out your marketing plan and your business plan.
And maybe your prototype, right? Maybe one prototype in a home and then one at a, go to.
At an apartment.
Exactly.
And one of the, I'll say, one of the big other cost savers on the apartment side is every time someone moves out and somebody else moves in, I don't have to go rekey. And so, there's a little money in that, there's a little time in that. If this is talking back, there's actually some networks, and I can put you in touch with some of the providers, but there's some hubs, networks that communicate with all of these smart technologies within a home, but then also communicate back to our property management system. So we have a screen in an office, and I can tell not only what temperature this unit is at that's vacant. It shouldn't be 65 degrees, it should be 80. So I can set that reduce costs, but we can also rekey with a keystroke. No pun intended. But that's key too.
Said it again.
There he is. That's 3 in a row.
How'd you guys pick the name? Am I missing something?
I think it's a Greek goddess of security.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
That's interesting. I like it.
I like it.
That was really great, guys.
Yeah,
Good
great
job,
job.
guys.